So what do you get when you mix a struggling NHS system and a thriving fitness industry? You get two entities that are meant to be together, but are yet to get past holding hands. You've got the fitness industry is worth nearly £5 billion, but an NHS that is spending nearly £9 billion a year just treating type 2 diabetes. So for the last 2 years, I've been working at training personal trainers that not only want to, but are able to tackle lifestyle-related illnesses head-on. And the way I've done this is by looking at the education of personal trainers and reworking it for my own look again moment. See, the problem is you've got a very antiquated PT training system, and you've also got an NHS that is very, very big and hard to turn around. So we've tackled this by looking at the bits that are missing from the PT qualification and adding that in so that the PTs in a real world are able to sustain a business model that means they then have the resources, the inclination, and the time to then tackle this head on. See, the NHS is a double-edged sword. It is an amazingly good resource that we have for free, but because it's free, it does get taken for granted. We do have to bear in mind that lifestyle-related illnesses are, for the most part, self-inflicted, but that's all the telling off I'm going to do for you. And we've also got to bear in mind that they are self-inflicted, so we do need to take a bit of responsibility. PTs are perfectly placed to be able to help these guys, so why aren't we? Well, to start with, you've got two big problems. One is the NHS. There is a massive organisation that has to look at cost over outcome. So when we look at referral paths, it's very seldom what's going to be best for the guys that need it. It's going to be what's more cost effective, which isn't always the right one. We've then got awarding bodies, which are trying to change the way PTs are trained. But again, it's two big entities that we're trying to turn around, which isn't an easy thing to do. So how are we going to make a bunch of rep counters change the fate of the NHS and hopefully our country? Well, the clue is what I just said, rep counters. We've got to start creating true fitness professionals. Take this stigma away of the PTs and the fitness industry being a bit of a joke, which if you've been on Instagram, you can very clearly see sometimes it is. And we've got to make it so that we've got fitness professionals that are the obvious choice when the NHS comes calling. We need to be there to help. During my time as a personal trainer, I set up a group training system and a fitness facility because it was my belief that group fitness is the way we're going to solve this. Because PTs don't always work one-to-one. We just need their expertise. So during this 5 years, I proved that getting people in the right environment, getting them in somewhere that they're encouraged to do well and the environment is conducive to supporting them, that works to keep people consistent, get them results, and keep them interested. Because I don't think me just giving these PTs a smack on the back and a can-do attitude is going to make much of a difference. We've got to inspire them to look at what's going to be more realistic to get the people that need this care into doing exercise. Now, I also realise that for most part, the people that really need this, the thought of going into a gym is like a living nightmare. Their perception is probably that you're going to go in there, get a 20-something-year-old personal trainer, looking at them like they're annoying them just by being there, and also assuming they've already failed, because this is a very popular perception of personal trainers. But if we concentrate on training PTs to think differently, you're going to find the forward-thinking personal trainer realises that they need to approach these people. They need to make them understand that not all PTs are like that. They get the worries and they understand the challenges they're going to face. And these personal trainers that have been trained to be able to sustain a business are then going to be able to have the resources, time and inclination to set up programs that are going to encourage these guys to come in. It's not all just about having it there. We do need to provide the right kind of pressure to get these people into this exercise programs. But if we get enough roots into exercise and we get enough encouragement and enough spaces that are not seen as a horrible, daunting experience, then we're going to have a lot more success in this world. I even run the numbers once. And let's be honest, we're talking £9 billion a year for type 2 care. And I ran the numbers and I said, for that same amount of people, if I got them doing group training sessions 3 times a week with nutritional support, and the cost was 1/3 of that amount. So even for rough numbers, that's definitely got to be worth looking into if we're really serious about trying to take the pressure off the NHS and put our PT exercise powers for the greater good. So it's our mission to create 10,000 new personal trainers that can actively tackle lifestyle-related illnesses, because we know people want to be part of the next craze. So why don't we make the next craze, the next big thing, the next buzz about enjoying a healthy, functioning human body? And if we manage to do this, hopefully one day, the fitness industry will be seen as the obvious choice for not just lifestyle-related illness, but a whole multitude of services that the NHS needs help with. Thank you.